Today on The Wire, Evo, Omni, how do you size them for your surfing? So as a quick sizing example, we're going to look at a 5'7" Evo, and you can see that it is 20 inches wide, 2 5/8 thick, and it has 33.9 liters of volume. If you look at an Omni that is 2 inches longer at 5'9", barely wider than that Evo at 20 1/8, and the same thickness at 2 5/8, you'll see that it has nearly identical volume, and that is the rule of thumb. If you're on an Evo, get on an Omni that is 2 inches longer, and if you're surfing an Omni, get an Evo that is 2 inches shorter. That is your two-board quiver for 90% of surfable days if the shapes that look exciting to you are Dan Thomson's. Now this video is mainly about the Omni, but it's impossible to have a conversation about this board without a brief segue into the Evo. According to this article from Stab Magazine, the Evo was the most popular surfboard model of 2015 because of how many surfers recommended it to their friends. Now in my opinion, most of those recommendations were due to how easy the Evo is to surf in the sort of waves that most surfers see every day. Waves like this that we see Dan Thomson surfing now, you can see that they are head high, but they're soft, they're crumbly, they are not round and barreling. This looks like a pretty playful day. Now for every surfer that loves the Evo, there comes a point where this board eventually feels a little bit out of control. Of course that happens when the waves get bigger and more powerful, and some surfers might like riding this board all the way up to like 8-foot barrels. For other surfers, that maxing out point might occur around 5-foot steep-faced waves, kind of like the ones that we can see Dan surfing again here on an Evo. The point is that the Omni eventually becomes the step-up version of the Evo for surfers who already love the Evo but want the same surfing sensations tailored to more powerful waves. For example, here we see Kelly Slater surfing on an Omni in Fiji, where the board feels tight and controlled in wild conditions, where most surfers would not paddle out on an Evo, no matter how much they love surfing that board in 4-foot waves. Now there's this phrase that I want to get into for a second. A lot of surfers will say things like, "This board wants to hunt the barrel." Or they'll say things like, "This board wants to find the barrel." So what does it feel to surf a board that gets described that way? Well, much of it comes down to the width of the tail. Using the same two boards that we just saw as an example, we can compare the width of the tail at the 12-inch mark on each board and see that the Omni on the left is a full inch narrower than the Evo on the right, and that Omni only gets even more narrow as it moves towards the tip of the tail. This means that on the Omni there is less float beneath your back foot on the board, and you may feel this board wanting to keep pace with the pocket of the wave as the lip pitches over you, while the Evo in the same situation might feel like it wants to rocket you towards the shoulder. This is what can make the Omni feel like it wants to hunt the barrel for you, like we see here under the feet of Jared White in Tavarua. Now having said that, the only absolute rule in surfboard design is that if it feels good, do it. So surf either the Omni or that Evo at a demo day near you in any dimension, in any wave that you find, and if it feels good, it's good. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to put your finger on the pulse of all things Firewire, you can join The Wire. It's our all-access entrance to video projects, behind the scenes, everything to do with Slater Designs, Tomo surfboards, environmental initiatives that we're involved in, and so many other things. You can jump on board by clicking the link down beneath this video to join The Wire.